Hello, all B-Day classes. I'm going to answer those questions that you put into that Google form the other day as the exit slip, and so I will get to them in a second. I'm actually out here right now. We have a wood-burning stove that keeps our house warm, and so I'm out here getting our morning load of wood. So I have to get the wood from that pile right there all the way up to that house all the way up there. So, and before I do that, I figure I'll sit down and I'll answer the questions. So let me see where I can park myself here. How about right here? All right, it's on a big tree trunk. All right, the questions I've got here somewhere. All right, is that too much glare? I don't know if you can actually, I can't even see myself on the camera. How about if I do this over here? Sorry. No, I'm not going back and editing this. All right, I think that's going to end up being good enough right here. All right, so here's all the questions. Now, this would be just like if we were doing this in class, so I am not going to read them ahead of time. I just printed them off, so the first time I am reading the questions is right here, right now. Here we go. Question 1, how many goats do I have and what are their names? Right now, weird story, I only have a few goats. I used to have a few more, but they're missing. I don't know where they went. They literally just vanished. It's not even like a wild animal came and snatched them inside of this area because there'd be some remains left over. It's not like they're wandering the neighborhood. They just vanished, like someone came and goat snatched them. So right now we just have a few, I don't even know the names of the adults. My daughters name them. The baby goat, his name is Little Man. That's the best we can do right now, Little Man. All right, how much coffee do I drink? The last time I ever had any coffee, I was in 5th grade. I was sitting at a restaurant that my dad managed. My mom left the table. I took a teaspoon and I tried some of her coffee and I thought it was disgusting. That was the first and last time I've ever had coffee in my entire life. Next question. Is this the only project that we do? Yes, no, maybe. It's what we're starting off with. It's probably the only like project-y thing. There will be other things that we'll do. I'm really trying to hold off on what comes after the capstone project until we get some kind of confirmation of when we're coming back to school. So I know that this capstone project will take us through to the week after April break. How many goats do I have and how many different animals do I have? Again, right now we only have the few goats. We have pigs here that we have seasonally. I have dog, I have all sorts of fish. At any point on this property there has been turkeys and chickens and cows and goats and sheep and you name it, it has lived here. But right now we don't have that many. When do you think we'll come back? Do you think we'll come back to school before the end of the year? I don't know if I should put out a public statement on that, but right now it's not looking so good. I'm curious to see if maybe they bring us back for the last couple weeks or so. I don't know, but at this point, it's not looking very good. What happens if you finish all the questions? What do you do now? Well, the first thing that you would do is the assignment that would be for class number 3, which is to do the diagram. So that will be coming up in the next classroom assignment that's coming out whenever you have B-Day next on the schedule. If you can own any pet, what would it be? It's kind of funny that this question was asked today because last night I was reading about donkeys. I think I'd really love to own a donkey. A donkey. Where do babies come from? They come from your mama. So that's usually where a lot of the babies come from. I came from my mama. One of my friends, he came from his mama. My next door neighbor, she came from her mama. What is your answer to today's question and why? Excuse me, that was the question about the time machine going back and forth in time. I would have to hit backwards. I would go back in time. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I necessarily trust where the world is going to go into the future. I definitely don't want to live with more people in a more populated world with more industry and more technology. So I think I would go backwards. How How many pets I answered that question. When's the due date of our capstone project? It's going to be the week after April vacation. How many countries have you traveled to? I am well traveled in the United States. I am not well traveled in the world. I have only been to England, and I've been to St. Kitts, which is an island in the Caribbean, which was for my honeymoon, which I think I'm still paying off to this day. Are we allowed to use phones in your class? There's really no need to use a phone in class. And so sometimes people will take pictures of things, but generally they're not going to be out and about. If anybody wants to show me any research anywhere that shows that phones are beneficial to you, I'll be more than happy to have you use them all the time. But all of the research out there shows what a negative impact that phones have on your creativity, on your focus, on your ability to complete sentences even, on your ability to stay focused, especially on teenage and adolescent brains that are developing. The research coming out right now is so scary about what cell phones are doing. Do I need... Oh, Michaela, yes, you do need to do weather for the whole week. What was one of your favorite projects that a kid has made? I'll tell you, one of my favorite projects actually was from this past marking period. 7th grader John, he made this huge contraption that was, you have to know something about hockey. If you're not at a professional rink, a lot of times the lines on a hockey rink kind of start like losing their crispness is the wrong word, but you can't see them as precisely anymore. And so he created this machine that basically like melts the ice, re-dyes it, repaints it, puts the ice back, and fixes the whole thing. How many goats do I answered that one. Are we all doing our own projects or with a partner? I would love it if whoever wrote that question proposed to me an idea of how you can do this long distance with a partner. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I'm not a huge proponent of group projects in Capstone because too many times it's one project that gets divided amongst two people instead of two people coming together and putting their ideas together. But I think this would be a great opportunity, and I think it would be needed for people to kind of stick together. So if you have an idea for something you want to do together with someone, absolutely go forward and do it. Is there a size limit? Is there a size limit to your invention? Yes. It has to be able to fit into the state of Rhode Island. So if it's bigger than the state of Rhode Island, unfortunately, I can't have you do it. Is our capstone project sheet supposed to be fully filled out already? No. As of class 3, you will be all the way down to question 6. What's my favorite song? My favorite song is... I love so many. I don't know. If I had to like just play one on over and over and over, it's a song called Red and the Black by a group called Iron Maiden, which is a heavy metal band. But it's such a fantastic song. I've seen it live in concert. There's such incredible musicians. I'm not a pop music person. I'm not someone who listens to the lyrics, and I can care less if it's a poppy tune, but I love listening to the intricate drum beats and the multiple guitars and the bass lines. So that's my song. Why do I have goats? I have goats because we sell them. We have a small farm, and so on this farm we have sold everything from eggs to chickens to lamb to goat to beef to pork to bake, you name it, we have basically sold it. So the goats are for sale. We sell them as, a lot of times, as pets or as dinner. So that's it. So I think that's all the questions that I saw, at least. If you do have any other question in the future, please don't leave it in the Google form at the end of the classroom. Email it right to me. It's so much easier for me to see it pop up and get back to you right away. On the Google form, I am not always checking in with that. So again, if you have any sort of like question about class that you need answered right away, email it to me and I'll get back to you right away. So that was all the questions. Again, I wish this trimester could be going a little bit differently. For all the 6th graders watching this, nice meeting you. I wish we could have met face to face. But again, any questions, please email them to me. All right, bye-bye.